G'day guys, it's Calvin, the coaching company in New Zealand. It's 3Z refresh time. We've been giving this engine a go over and I've got the last little piece to sort on it, which is the plate on the side of the engine. Now I actually see quite a lot of guys talking about their cars having a water leak from this area. And it's tucked up beside or behind the alternator. We're seeing a lot of the 3UZs, and I'll show you why we're seeing it, I think, with a bit of a leak there. And the first sign will be rust down the stud, which this one had. So this is the offending area, and they have a plate over them. And this one, I don't think we'll quite see it, but there was a bit of rust just coming down that stud, showing that it's just starting to weep through there and down the stud. So this is a machined port that a block heater would go in. You plug it into your house and it warms up the engine in that frosty weather or the very, very cold weather, and it stops, well, it preheats the coolant in the block or stops it freezing overnight. Right, if we're looking at it on a vehicle, happen to have this one here, it's a little bit dark, so we would go in here and we would go up, and there's that plate up by the engine mount, up above the, in this case, this has actually got a front sump on it, and there is a oil level sensor just there. So it's not too hard to access that plate and remove it. Two 12mm headed bolts, and one really thing that's really interesting, I should say this isn't just on 3Zs, it's on 1UZs as well. They all have this port. It's interesting to note on the 3Zs they've changed the design and they've just got a flat plate instead of the early ones which had a receiver groove for the silicon. This one is still siliconed on. I'm going to be using Worth grey silicon. It's my weapon of choice today. But we're seeing them leaking more so on the 3UZs, and I think it's possibly because of this flat plate design and less area for the silicon to hold in, which would probably suit a gasket more so. Whereas this one, as you can see, nice big receiver groove, so it's at least like a leak. There's a little chance of it leaking in those two spots there where there's a less surface area or less places for the silicon to sit. So if you've got a bit of a leak or you're losing coolant, that's a good place to have a bit of an inspection to see if there's any dampness in that area, because that may be where you're losing your coolant. So I hope that's been helpful. We'll talk to you again soon. We'll catch you later.